Hey guys, the Metroid Trainer here, and welcome back to another episode of Poketroid, a series where I get different monsters, aliens, and creatures from Metroid, and mash them together with the RPG mechanics, gameplay, and mechanics of Pokemon, and just seeing what kind of a creature from Metroid can be if there were a Pokemon. Trying to justify things like stats, movesets, abilities, evolutions. It's generally one of my favorite things to brainstorm, and I've seen so much support from you guys. So for today's video, I thought it'd be pretty cool to talk about the most underrated Space Pirate Commander. What? No! Draygon! Why would you think Kraid? Kraid will be next episode. But for now, let's talk about this ruler of Meridia. So with that being said, let's cue up that video and roll out that intro. Now as always, we start off these episodes of Poketroid by trying to figure out what would Draygon's evolutionary cycle be. Now when we enter Draygon's arena, we see little baby Evire-like creatures swarming around the area. Due to the similar color, body structure, and overall design, we can assume that these baby creatures are basically baby Draygons. So it'll be pretty cool to make these creatures a pre-evolution to what would later become Draygon. I don't think these creatures are going to be Evires due to the difference of color, behavior, and body structure, but we can't really just call these creatures baby Draygons. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to give these baby creatures a whole new name. Let's call them Draymite. Special thanks to Yada Garasu from my Discord for making this artwork of Draymite. Links to his Discord and Sony Sketch app profile in the description below. And of course, Draymite will later on evolve into what would become Draygon, the big bad boss we see in Meridia, and with no real sign of Draygon having an alternate form, a new evolution, or even a mega evolution, having a two-stage evolution is basically all we need for Draygon. Draymite evolving into Draygon. I think that works pretty well. Now for the typing. Now to explain Draygon's primary typing, I think we'll need to explain the secondary typing first. Both Draygon and Draymite thrive in the aquatic marshlands of Meridia. Combine that with Draygon's proficient speed underwater as well as unique weakness to electrical currents, it makes the most sense to make Draygon and Draymite both secondary water types. I mean, they basically look like giant shrimps or lobsters, so it makes the most sense to make them water typing. And on the subject on electrical weaknesses, I feel like Draygon's primary typing shouldn't negate or nullify his weakness to electrical currents. It's easily one of the most memorable parts of Draygon's battle, so having a typing that will like negate or balance it out wouldn't really work for Draygon if we were trying to make reference to his battle. So even though Draygon's name is kind of a play on the word dragon, I don't think the dragon typing would work a lot. It would remove his super effective weakness to electrical currents or the electric typing, so that wouldn't really work. Besides, with the hive-like mentality of the Dravemites combined that with Draygon's bug-like features and properties, it would make the most sense to make Draygon part bug type. The bug typing won't change anything about Draygon's electrical weakness, and Draygon does look like a giant bug regardless. So having him become a water bug type would fit really well for Draygon and Draymite, so that's what I'm going with this. Based on the boss battle now, what kind of moves would Draygon and Draymite even use? Now when it comes to the baby Draygons, we never see them really attack, so we can't really have any real reference over what their movesets can be, but based on what Draygon can do, we can assume that the baby Draymites may possibly have some moves. Some water type moves like Bubble, Bubble Beam, and Water Gun. Some basic moves like possibly Tackle and Growl, as well as Struggle Bug, Fury Cutter, and possibly String Shot and Acid for a couple of possible moves. Not too many moves due to the fact that we don't really see Draymite attack, so it's safe to say that he won't have that many options for attacking. It isn't until they reach the stage of Draygon where they actually get a nice variety of different moves. With Draygon appearing to be a leader of a colony or a mother of a hive, of course Draygon will have a lot of the hive moves. Moves like Attack Order, Defend Order, Heal Order, and Infestation, commanding a little colony of Draymites to do her bidding basically. For sure, with Draygon's immense speed underwater, moves like Lunge and U-Turn will be pretty cool for his bug typing, as well as moves like Aqua Jet, Dive, and Whirlpool to basically represent the water side of his moveset. If Draygon's not being really fast underwater, he's slowing down Samus Aran with a unique substance that he spits out. Some moves like Spiderweb, Sticky Web, and obviously String Shot would represent that aspect of his moveset. But with the whole concept of vomiting out projectiles, moves like Acid Spray, Belch, and Stockpile for Swallow and Spit Up, as well as Octazooka to basically represent Draygon's belching abilities and all that. Another part of Draygon's battle is him grabbing Samus to sting her, so moves like Bind, Constrict, Crush Claw, and Vice Grip represent this. Combined out of his stinging moves, so Felt Stinger, Poison Sting, Poison Tail, Iron Tail, Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail. Basically a lot of tail and stinger like moves to show off his ability to sting Samus when he grabs her. And with Draygon's movement pattern throughout the battlefield seemingly looking like he's dancing in a way, I think this would be a good way to add in and justify moves like Quiver Dance, Rain Dance, Dragon Dance, as well as other supportive moves like Home Claw and Acupressure to basically give Draygon a bunch of stats that increases speed and attack, which would make Draygon a really aggressive creature. A couple other miscellaneous moves would probably be like Body Slam, Extreme Speed, possibly Dragon Breath, but for the most part it's mostly going to be mainly bug and water type moves due to his typing, but also combining some poison type moves to weaken his opponent, while at the same time giving him access to moves that would buff his general speed and attack to basically show how he has an advantage underwater and how he can be a devastating threat if you're not prepared to deal with his immense speed. Now for the abilities. Now I think for a primary ability, it'll be pretty standard to give Draygon the Swarm ability. Swarm is an ability that will boost any bug type move if the user's HP goes down to a certain percentage. So if Draygon's damaged enough, moves like Felt Stinger, Lunge, and U-Turn will get a massive boost in damage. Plus in game, when Draygon gets defeated, a swarm of baby Draymites basically swarm around Draygon, so yeah, that justifies it. But Swarm's just the basic ability. For the secondary ability, I thought it'd be pretty cool to give Draygon Swift Swim. Swift Swim is an ability that will basically boost Draygon's speed if it's raining during battle. So with Draygon having the move Rain Dance in his arsenal, for sure Draygon can use Swift Swim for its advantage. With Draygon being underwater, for sure he'll have an immense speed advantage, and most aquatic fish Pokemon have Swift Swim to represent them moving underwater. So I think that makes it a pretty useful ability for Draygon. And finally, for his hidden ability. Now for sure, Draygon's armor isn't really the best when it comes to defense. For sure, if his huge stomach being exposed, he's not gonna really have the best sort of defense. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to basically give Draygon Weak Armor. Weak Armor is a really unique ability that I really do love. If Draygon gets hit by physical contact and damage, it would basically break his armor, lowering his defense, but increasing his speed and attack even further. Combined out with Draygon's already immense speed and attacking move pool, for sure, Draygon's going to be a very effective sweeper. But now that we talked about movesets and abilities, I think it's time to finally talk about Draygon and Draymite's stats. Now obviously with Draygon being a Space Park commander, for sure Draygon's going to be a very strong Pokemon, that's no question. However, I don't think Draygon's going to be a legendary Pokemon, a mythical Pokemon, or even a pseudo-legendary Pokemon. He just doesn't really fit any of the requirements, having an evolution but not having 3 evolutions, and the fact that, let's be honest, Draygon's not the strongest Space Park commander, so he's not going to have like 600 base stat total or anything like that, but this is what I think. For Draymite, with him being a pre-evolution, for sure he's not going to be really strong. So for Draymite stats, I got 45 HP, 50 attack, 40 defense, 55 special attack, 35 special defense, and 75 speed. Now from what we see in game, for sure Draymite isn't going to be really a strong Pokemon. They don't really attack Samus, showing that they probably don't have that high of attack, and they rely on Draygon for protection, so their defense is probably low, but they can run away pretty quick or swim away, so that would justify the high speed. It isn't until they reach the form of Draygon where they actually get a nice boost of attack, defense, and speed to become a viable threat. So for Draygon stats, I got 60 HP, 105 attack, 80 defense, 110 special attack, 65 special defense, and 125 speed. All that would equal 545 base stat total. A little bit shy of legendary Pokemon status, honestly, but that's alright. Now for sure, Draygon has an immense speed advantage when he's underwater. Have you seen how fast he goes in game? It's pretty hard to keep track of him, so for sure, the speed is going to be his highest factor, as well as giving Draygon a nice amount of attack due to how powerful he is in game. It's just that his defense is going to be really low. Let's be honest, Draygon does have a very huge weak spot when it comes to his stomach, as well as being relatively extremely easy to defeat due to his biggest weakness, showing that he has low physical defense, as well as low special defense if he was hit with electrical currents. So if Draygon being high in attack and extremely high in speed, Draygon's going to be basically a sweeper Pokemon. Sweepers in Pokemon are just Pokemon who basically go really fast and hit really hard. They're meant to try to take down as many Pokemon as possible before they can set up, which is why I gave Draygon abilities like Weak Armor or Swift Swim and moves like Extreme Speed, U-Turn, Lunge, Water Jet, a bunch of moves that basically have Draygon going first or fast to try to take down their opponents before they can do anything really crazy, which I think represents Draygon perfectly. But now for some miscellaneous things. Now when it comes to the evolution, I think it'll make a lot of sense to make only female Draymites evolve into Draygon, similar to the whole Vespiquen situation. Doesn't make any sense for like a male Pokemon to be in charge of a hive colony, usually queens Marines are in charge of that stuff. And with Draygon seemingly like the protector or the leader of the hive, it makes sense to make it a female exclusive evolution. On the subject on where you can find Draymites, I feel like for sure aquatic areas, marshlands, anywhere near an ocean side would make the most sense, since Meridia is an ocean-like area. It would most represent their environment. But Draymite won't be the most easiest Pokemon to catch. I have a feeling that if you were to find, like, you know, Draymites in the Pokemon world, they're going to have a sudden habit to run away with their overall high speed, making Draymite, you know, kind of a more exclusive Pokemon if you know how to deal with Pokemon who run away. When it comes to the shiny form, I think it'll be pretty cool to give Draygon and Draymite the weird pale gold color that the Evirus have in Super Metroid, to pay reference to a very iconic enemy in Meridia. And I think that's about it. But that's just basically my opinion over what I think Draygon's stats, abilities, movesets, and all that should be in Pokemon. What I want to know is what do you guys think? Do you think Draygon could be like a Dark Dragon type, Poison Water type, Bug Psychic type? Do you think Draygon should have other types of moves or types of abilities like Defeatist or Parental Bond? Or maybe you can think of other unique things for Draygon. Whatever you think, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And again, special thanks for Yatagarasu for making the artwork of Draymite. It's so much better having actual artwork as opposed to trying to use small sprites for the thumbnails and images in the video, so please check out his Discord and Sony Sketch app just as a special thanks for lending his talents for this video. And if you do like these Poketroid videos, feel free to click on the video above. It's a video where we talk about what if Phantom was a Pokemon, one of my favorite episodes of all time, because I love Phantom a lot. It was so cool talking about my favorite Space Pirate Commander. So with that being said, I'm the Metroid Trainer. I hope you like, favorite, subscribe, and stick around for next time because I'll be seeing you later.